Hi, welcome back to Craft Little Things. I'm Andrea, and as I promised, I have finished this cowl now. Now, if you're not sure what this is, you can check back. I'll link a video below. But I'm a subscriber to a part work called Big and Little Crochet, and every month you get 2 crochet books, different themed projects in them, and you work towards creating a throw with hexagons in each book, and you get gifted the yarns and various gifts throughout the course of the subscription period. One of the things that I got free last time was a big ball of wool, a cake of yarn, variated yarn, which is super soft and gorgeous, and the pattern to make this cowl, which obviously it's made in one piece. And I followed the pattern, and what I didn't realise, I was a bit confused at first, but what actually happens with the pattern is that's sort of the back of it, is that it makes a piece sort of slanted, so your ridges go, they're not straight across, they sort of go up because it grows on one side and shrinks on the other. So yeah, it's really, really nice. And then so to finish it off, all you have to do is single crochet the ends together. You can sew it together with a whip stitch, or you can just crochet them together. Now it makes quite a big piece. I'm going to actually donate this to this is the front side, like I said, so this is what I'm going to call the back side. I'm going to donate this to the Ben's Beanies sale, so this is going to be for sale in that event. So I'm going to put it up for sale for £10, which is an absolute bargain because it's gorgeously soft. It's beautiful, the colours are gorgeous, and the colour variation is gorgeous. It'll wrap round a couple of times and really tuck in and keep somebody warm. It's handmade, and it's taken a lot of time to make as well. There are a couple of little imperfections you might spot in it, but nothing major, and it is gorgeous. Obviously it's not finished off yet. So I'm just going to show you how to finish it off. Now I kind of stopped with most of the colours in it. There's sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, if you like, and it told you to go on to a metre, 1.2 metres. I think I went on a bit further than that, but I kind of stopped when I'd come round to sort of 4 blocks of, or 3 or 4 blocks of this colour that I started with, and that left me a little bit left. So I'm going to be using this to sew it together. So to sew it together then, this is my right side, so I'm putting right sides together, and I'm just going to line up my edges. I'm going to have to sew in my straggler from the beginning. I'm just going to line up my edges, and I'm just going to stitch them together using a crochet hook. So what I want to do is just find that first edge. I'm going to bring any stragglers through to the back side. I'm going to tie these 2 stragglers, so my straggler from the beginning and my straggler from the end, I'm going to tie those together, and then I'm going to sew them in together just for extra security. Before this goes into the sale, it will be washed. I wash it in hypoallergenic wash with an unfragranced softener, and then it'll be bagged up. Okay, and it'll be in the sale, like I said, for £10 if anybody. I'll leave a link to the Ben's Beanies sale. I'm going to do a blog post on the sale actually, so not a blog post, I'm going to do a video talking about the sale. But basically what it is if any crafter wants to contribute an item, they don't even have to contribute the item. If you want to sell something on it's a flash sale for a weekend at the end of November, and we're just going to, you can pop things in, handcrafted things in, you can pop up to 3 items in. All you need to do is send me a photograph, the materials used, the size if there's a size appropriate, and so not all the materials used, just like if it's an acrylic or a wool or whatever, and then how much you'd like to charge for it, including postage. And then you can either send the item to me and I'll post out, but obviously that's going to incur 2 postal charges, or once the sale's happened, I send you the postage money, you send the item out, and once you've emailed me or screenshotted me and private messaged me a picture of the postal receipt, then the proof of posting, then I'll give you the rest of the money for the item. You can either keep all the money for the item yourself, or you can donate a percentage of it to Ben's Beanies, make that change fund, or you can donate all of it if you want. So when you send me the photograph of your item, you tell me how much, you tell me the details, how much you want for it, what your postage and packing is going to be. I would recommend a signed for option at this time of year, and then also how much you want to donate or how much you want to keep, and that's kept strictly privately between you and us, so it's not broadcast to anybody. If we're happy for people to use it as an outlet to try and sell some of their homemade items, and we're happy for people to use it to help raise the funds for things for homeless and for those in need this Christmas. So I will be doing a full blog post on that, but that's where this is going to go. So if you fancy buying this, then the first person who, what's going to happen is there'll be photographs, one-off items, there'll be photographs on the wall. Where we've got more than one, then there'll be a link to the Make That Change shop, and then obviously once they've sold out, they've sold out. But where it's a one-off item, there'll be a photo on the Facebook event wall, and the first person to say they want it, they will have the first dibs. But if they don't pay for it before the end of the sale on that day, it'll go back into the sale the next day, or it'll go to the next person. So that's how it's going to work. Right then, so for this, I'm just going to join my yarn. I've joined my yarn on. I'm just going to get my yarn onto my hook. So I'm just going to put my hook through there, pull my yarn through and yarn over. And now I'm all the wrong way round for me, because I like to work this way round. And now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to join it with single crochets in the UK, which are doubles in the US. Yeah, so I'm going to put my hook in, pull through some yarn, yarn over, and pull through the loop on my hook. So all I'm doing is I'm just joining up the two stitches from this piece and that piece. Now you get more of a ridge when you do it this way. If you don't want a ridge, then you just pick up the back loop of this stitch and the front loop of that stitch, and then you get a better sort of join, as a more sort of smooth join. So I might do it that way actually. Or you can just get a needle, thread some yarn on and do it that way. So if I pick up, if you can see, I'm just going to do one stitch to get me going into both stitches. Whoops. My hands don't seem to want to do what I want them to do. So in this stitch on this side, I'm going to go into the back loop only. Okay. And then in the corresponding stitch on the other side, I'm going to go into the front loop only, and I'm going to just bring it through. And what that does is it just leaves you a nice flat join if you do it that way. Can't find the back loops. Okay, and then you just yarn over and pull through the two on your hook. So into the back loop. It's a little bit harder to see because one of them is the foundation chain, obviously, and the other one is an actual stitch, which is easy to see. So into the back loop and into the front loop on that one. And that's it, and just stitch across until you get to the other end. So I've got this massive needle here, and I'm just going to sew these stragglers in. Right, so that's it, so it's done. So we'll turn it around, and then obviously when you wear it you put it over your head, and then you sort of fold it through around on itself and make it really nice and snug. So it's absolutely beautiful. I really love it. And my next projects are going to be making the hexagons from the latest 2 books, and also I'm going to try and pop a Christmas project, a small Christmas project at least, in. But I am going to be focusing on Christmas projects from the week after next onwards. I will be, all my crochet projects will be Christmas projects until then. Okay, so thanks for joining me, and if you want to know more about Ben's Beanies and what's going on, if you want to join in the quiz, I'll put a link to that below. I'll put a link to the shop event below, and if you need to know anything, just ask. You can message me privately on Facebook, or you can message me through YouTube or Instagram or any of my sites. Okay, so take care, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.